Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. I'm out here in the garden, gave everything a good soaking. I'm going to show you something that I came upon a little while ago, and could be a good reason for my tomato failure this year. So I've got to do something about it. But this side of the garden seems to be okay. It has to do with that side of the garden. So I'll show you that in a minute. But right now, I got a plant coming up here. I got a plant coming up here. I got a plant coming up there. There's a plant coming up right there. And there's a few more in here. Without having to point every one of them out, I counted, there it is right there. There's probably about 8 to 10 of them coming up. And anyway, those would be peas. Now the pea plants that were planted here, and that's what all the posts were for, all took a really bad hit in the heat wave, and they just dried up and browned up, and I just left the pods sitting right on the plants. There's no need taking them off and packaging them and then pulling them out again and planting them. So when I came over here to clean everything up, I took all the peas out of all of the extra pods that were all dried up, and I just started sticking them in the ground all over the place right here. So I put all of them, and there's another one right there. Yeah. But yeah, the peas are starting to come up. Haven't seen anything else sprout yet, except over in this area. And I did see a few grasshoppers in here and a few moths, so I got to keep my eyes open for cutworms from the moths. You remember my garlic, I only had like 6 of them come up. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like I said, I planted this whole area right here, this 2x2 square, with garlic plants separated out at about those different distances. So I've got some of those coming up. That's a good thing. All right, onions, red onions in this corner, and in this corner, the contender, yellow onions. And the yellow onions are all doing really well. So, and I want to remind you, a lot of these onions that are planted here, I'd say probably 90% of them are from onions that I bought in the store, and I just planted the bottom little root sections in the ground, and the onions started coming up from them. So my broccoli's doing good. I got a couple of peppers on the pepper plants over there, and I just planted some more pepper plants over there, but we'll have to see how that goes. Rosemary looking really good. And my basil looking nice and healthy. These plants have got blossoms on them for that one there has got 3 blossoms on it right now. They're coming back. This one's got a couple of peppers, one here and one there. So let those get a little bit bigger. And that basil's coming back, even though it was eaten down to nothing. And those cutworms aren't supposed to like basil plants, but I guess they were Italian cutworms. All right. So what's the problem over here? Let's see. I broke this stick, so I gotta finish breaking it. And I only need a small piece of it, like this. All right. So my problem was, I just soaked this whole garden with over 100 gallons of water. Look at this. It's dry underneath. There's a scientific name for it when the soil won't absorb water. And see it dry underneath? And I mean, I used probably a whole IBC tote of water on this garden, and I had that rototiller over there running through it while I was watering to try to get the water to soak in, and it's not going to work. And there's a number of things that can cause that, but one of them is normally some type of a plant that leaves part of it behind, and it won't break down and it won't absorb water. So how do I fix it? Well, the best way is using a wetting agent. And since it's the off season, and I do have some stuff in here, and that's why these tomato plants, they're still green, but they're not really doing anything. And that one was starting to die off. The water couldn't get down to the roots. So you got to use a wetting agent, and the easiest wetting agent that you can use is some dish soap. But how do you get dish soap to go through the whole garden without using a whole bottle of it to make the water wetter? That's what soap does, by the way. It makes water wetter. That's why it works good for cleaning your hands when you add soap. The water itself will clean your hands fairly decent, but adding a little soap makes that water wetter and gets a deeper clean into the pores of your skin. So I'm going to bring my little pressure washer out, the new one that I just reviewed a couple of months ago, and it has a soap feeder right on it, soap feeder bottle. And I'll put some dishwashing liquid in that soap feeder, and then come out here and I'll rototill this all up to break the surface so there's no surface tension holding the water. And then I'm going to, while I'm spraying with the pressure washer, I'm going to be also rototilling with the hand tiller there to break the soil up and let the soap get in there and wet everything. So I'm probably going to use about half a bottle of dish soap, and there's no other choice because I've got to get this soil to start absorbing water again, otherwise it's all got to come out. And I'm not sure if it's because I used some of the you can see all the white perlite in there. That's because I mixed in a bunch of soil from the illegal growers that had left behind from those flower pots that I've got all over the place. And I mixed that in with the soil last season and rototilled it in. And that soil may have had the problem. So it spread the disease to my soil, my good soil. So the other thing I can do is, and I just missed it yesterday because of the engine overheating problem, but they had a free compost giveaway in one of the local towns here. And I could have gone down there with a couple of those trash barrels that I use just for soil and filled those up with some good compost and manure mix. And I could have mixed that in with the soil, and that would help. But I'm going to give it the soap treatment tomorrow and see if that does the trick. And then if not, before next season of planting, I will have to, let's see what we got here. Yeah, see, the ground is completely dry underneath. That's what happened with my plants here, was the even though I was using my secret fertilizer for tomato plants, it was just going on the top of the soil. It can't get through to the bottom where the roots are and feed the plants. So that's the problem. Now over here, you can see it's wet underneath. Okay. It's a whole different story. It's a little dry too, so I'll give this a wetting agent also to make sure that the soil will hold moisture. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, we got plenty of moisture there around that plant. And on this one, oh, I had a mouse trap set there. Yeah, see, this one's dry underground too. That's probably what happened to this tree. There's no water getting to the roots. So if there is any life left in this tree, I can dig up the soil like this, and I'll bring the hose over here in a minute and give it a good soaking and get some water down to the roots. So there, yeah, let's get that up out of there, get this plastic out of there. All right, so anyway, that's what's been going on today. Now let's just see. Yeah, this one's dry too. And I added this, all the planters that I added that grow soil from the illegal growers that I brought down in the pots. All of those are the ones that have this problem. Oh well, live and learn, right? Nothing is free. All right, everybody, I want to thank you all for joining me. Don't forget your thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. This is G Bear, signing off.